All right. Hello, everyone. Good morning. What's up? Hello, Fela. Hello, Freya. What am I doing? Nothing yet. I just started. I'm going to teach in just a few minutes. Welcome, everyone. It is Tuesday, January 30th, 2024. And welcome to my English Origins live stream. Hello, Tom and Mobina. Hello, Baleen. Ooh, don't call me master. I never liked the sound of that. Don't call me master and don't call me sir. Master makes me feel like, I don't know, but I'm not a master of anything. And don't call me sir because that's my father. You can call my father sir. What's up, Day Day? How are you? Oh, I apologize. So it's Fola? Is it Fola or is that better? Is it closer? That's better. Okay, I apologize, Fola. It's it's not easy to try to guess the proper pronunciation of hundreds of names from around the world. Okay? Yes, it's iced coffee. Hello, Odie. Good to see you. And yes, hello, Anna. Good evening to you. And actually, Fola, the reason why I pronounced your name that way, I said Fela, is because, well, it's not a great, maybe it's not the perfect reason, but I'm familiar with a Nigerian musician, okay? And I know that's not the same area, but there's a famous Nigerian musician named Fela Kuti. And I'm pretty sure his name is pronounced Fela. That's how I've always heard it pronounced, unless they're pronouncing it incorrectly too. So I thought maybe your name was similar to that, but thank you for correcting me. I will try to remember from now on. Okay? Francophone, that means that that country was colonized by the French, and so the French language was left over there, right? So French is still very, it's, that's the language. So they're French speaking, francophone. Hello, Mobina. I know you want to talk to me, but today is not the day for talking to me. I'm going to teach a class today. I'm going to teach a class today about a topic. Okay? And yes, Tala, in English, we have a word that the word is fella. That's right, fella. But fella is different. Fella is a slang word that means a guy, a person. He's a nice fella. It's short for fellow, or I should say it's slang for fellow. He's a nice fellow. He's a nice fella. Okay? He's my fella. Could be he's my pal. That's right. Yeah. Thank you, Day Day. Hello, Johnny. Hello, Sarah from Iran. I do have a love story with iced coffee that never ends. Oh, so fola is a type of flower there? Let me see something. Well, I can't find what I'm looking for. Oh well, I'll search later. Tala wants to know, so any country that invaded a country and left afterwards, can we call them Englishophone or Francophone? Well, Francophone is what we use for French. The French colonial countries, former French colonial countries, I should say, let's see. Give me a moment. Anglophone is the term for English. Any country that was a colonial country by, England, that would be an Anglophile. Or, I'm sorry, Anglophone, not Anglophile. Anglophone. Okay. And Lusophone. Let's see. So Lusophone, if you're a Portuguese-speaking country, former colonial Portuguese country, then you are a Lusophone. English, Anglophone. French, Francophone. Hispanic, Hispanophone. And Chinese would be Sinophone. So there you go, Tala. Hello, Tanya. Good morning. Long time no see. And hello, Pure. Thank you very much for following and watching on my YouTube channel. Don't forget you can watch my YouTube channel, everyone. Let me give that to you before I forget. Give me a moment to find it again. There it is. Follow my YouTube channel if you want to. I'm live streaming on Hello Talk at the same time as I'm on YouTube. So if you run out of time here, if your time limit is up, then you can go to my YouTube channel and watch on YouTube. Okay? Hello, Dima. So Francophone countries speak French and whatever their... Well, it depends, Tala. I don't want to say something incorrectly, but I would... my guess, I think my supposition would probably be that most of the former colonial countries... of whichever nation, France or England or Portugal or Italy or any of those, they usually speak that language, but I believe that more than a few of them also speak another local native language now too. Not all of them, but some of them. Right? So, Fola, do you also speak Arabic? I assume. Am I correct in assuming that? Right. French is the second language after Arabic. Right. So that's what I was saying, is that most of those colonial countries, I believe the majority of them now, they might still speak French or Italian or Portuguese or, English, but they also have their native local language too. Right? This link does not get you to my YouTube channel. What? What does it take you to? Yes, it does. Did you copy it and paste it? You have to copy and paste. You can't just click on it. Copy it, paste it. It should go there. Okay, then if not, let me double check. Wait a minute. Here's a fresh link right from my channel. Try again with this link. Odie, the YouTube channel is not slower than Hello Talk, but it is a little bit delayed. Yeah, the Hello Talk live stream is live, but the YouTube channel is going to be maybe 10 to 30 seconds later. Okay? If you can't find me there, you also can look for, just go to YouTube and search for AFIEC. You should find me if you search for AFIEC. Okay? Okay, please be patient. Wow, I have too many comments to try to read. Iam wants to know how to choose a major. Well, I can't really help you with that, man. No, I don't know you. Okay, you should be an artist. Go paint. I know nothing about engineering, so I cannot advise you about that. And you shouldn't just ask somebody. You shouldn't just ask somebody what you should major in. That's why they call it a major. It's a major decision. Okay? Because you need to choose that. You're choosing the direction of your life. So that's not something that you can just ask someone who doesn't know you. You need to think about that yourself. And if it takes you a while to think about it, that's okay. All right? Take your time. If you're not sure what to study, then just go to school and take whatever general classes that you can take until you decide which major you really want. But don't just choose one. That's never a good idea. Okay, choosing a major is not like just throwing a dart at a board. It should be something you think about a lot, okay? Sedef says you can't hear me. What? Oh, okay. All right. Good. Kai says the Hello Talk limit annoys me a lot. Yeah, I know. That's why I do this now. So you can watch me on YouTube with no time limit. And you can watch me on YouTube as many times as you want. And the quality on YouTube should be better, I think. And hello, Odie on YouTube now, too. Thank you. All right, let me try to catch up with the comments, and then I need to start teaching. I teach people in English, but who are they? What do you mean, Alamov? Who are who? Who are my students? I have students all over the place now. Anywhere. Name a place and I can teach you. It doesn't matter where you're from. If you're from Earth, it's okay. Roma says, I failed my exams. Does that mean I'm bad? I feel sad. How can I make it better? Roma, don't worry that much. Worry, but don't worry that much, okay? You'd be surprised how many really brilliant people didn't do too well on tests sometimes. Okay? Albert Einstein, he struggled sometimes in math class. Okay? That's surprising, but true. All right? So, if at first you don't succeed, try again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Okay? Freya, I'm 48. Do I teach one-on-one? Yes, I do. You can sign up for my classes on Hello Talk. Yes, I live in the U.S. I live in the U.S., but my students are online all over the world. How can you study correctly for exams? Well, Roma, it depends on which exam you're taking. You know, there are some general principles for studying that are good, but I can't really tell you because I don't know about your exam. So I can't give you advice about something I don't know about. Which exam did you take? Hello, Mahina. Hello, Hannah Banana. You can ask questions whenever. Let's put it this way. I'm going to answer some questions for a few more minutes, and then I need to start teaching my class. So if you have a question, go ahead and try to ask it, and if I can, I'll answer it. Yes, in India and Pakistan would be considered Anglophone countries. Yes. How can you say in English? Well, I don't know because I can't read that, Alaf. Oh, well, it says psychological state, Ilaf. Psychological state. What does I know my onion mean? I don't know. I've never heard that before. Sometimes we say, I know my blah, blah, blah. And that means I know a lot about this thing. So if you say, I know my cars, that means you know cars. You can see a car and say, oh, that's a blah, 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 blah. And that's a blah, 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 blah. And that's a blah, 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 blah. I know my cars. I know my drums. If I see drums, I can tell you what drum they are, where they're made, you know, that kind of thing. So I know my blah, blah, blah is a phrase that just means you are very familiar with this subject matter or these objects, these things. You lost your motivation to learn English. Well, you better find it. Tanya, here's the beautiful thing about learning a language. This is the wonderful thing about learning a language. Okay, so you lost your motivation to learn English. So don't learn English anymore. Just use English to explore things that you're already interested in. So if you like cooking, then read about cooking in English. If you like history, then read about history in English. If you like science or fiction, then read it, but in English. So the beautiful thing about a language is you don't always have to pursue the language itself. You can pursue any field of knowledge using that language. So if you think about it that way, then it's a lot easier to keep yourself interested constantly. Okay? Okay, Roswell of Wales, man, come on. Everybody else figured it out. It's not that hard. Go to search and you can find it. I'm confident you can do it. Okay? I'm sure you can find it. Hello, Danushka. That's a cool name. I like that name. The only reason why I don't pin my YouTube channel is because apparently you can't copy and paste from the pin. So it doesn't really help if I pin it if you can't copy and paste it. I'll do this. Search AFIEC on YouTube. I'll pin that. Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. I'm already falling behind. Please be patient. Please be patient. Please be patient. Have I thought about making a stream on Twitch? I have. I could do that right now very easily. Because I'm using this program Streamlabs, I could be on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and TikTok all at the same time. And I'm going to get there. At some point, I will be able to do that, but not yet. Right now, I just want to make sure that YouTube and HelloTalk are working well together, but then I'm going to expand eventually, okay? Mohammed says, my English is better than the past. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. Thank you for telling me. Hello, Mina. Hello, Nguyen An. Hello, Salma. I am drinking iced coffee. Okay, so Mohammed wants to know about understanding the Indian accent, and Nguyen An wants to improve her IELTS. Today is not the day for those questions, okay? I'm going to teach a class now, okay? Which means you have to follow what I'm going to teach. If you want to learn with me, then sometimes you have to sit down and listen, okay? That's how classes work, okay? Many times I come here and I just answer any question you want to ask me, but that's not what we're going to do today, okay? So follow me, okay? I think I just passed 62,000 followers here on Hello Talk. Let's see. Almost 61,975 followers on Hello Talk, okay? So they follow me because I answer a lot of questions about English, okay? And some of my live streams are open where you can ask me anything, anytime. I do a lot of those, but not all of them. Today, I'm going to teach a class about etymology, which means I'm going to teach you about the history of where English words come from, and that's a very useful trick for learning vocabulary. Okay? So save your questions for another day. Okay? Save your questions for another day. I will answer one more question because I like this question. Why is there no official language in the U.S.? Because this is a country of people from everywhere. So we don't make an official language. The unofficial language is English. But the whole point of the United States is that it's supposed to be equal opportunity for everyone. It's supposed to be. And it's supposed to be treating each person equally. If we choose one language, then we're saying that that language is the better one or the best one or the most important one, and we won't do that. Okay? I don't think we need to. Why should we need to make it an official language? Everyone knows when you come here, English is the language that we speak. Everyone knows it. We don't have to make it official. Okay? And I would rather they not make it official, because I think a lot of Americans need to learn other languages. And if we make it official, then they're just going to feel more powerful about the fact that they only know English. And I don't like that. Most Americans don't speak another language. And I don't think that's good. So I am totally okay that we don't declare an official language here. Okay, so hello, Winterman. Hello, Seif. Hello, Miguel. Good morning. I'm drinking iced coffee. I'm drinking iced coffee. I'm drinking iced coffee. I look like Rahul Gandhi. Okay. The language which I'm practicing in my mind always sounds better than when it comes out. Well, sure it does. Keep doing it. It's always going to sound better here than it does when it comes out. But the more you do it, the closer it should become. Okay? Okay. Class is beginning. It's time for class. Okay? It's time for class. No more questions. Okay? Save your questions. I'm going to teach now. Are we all good with that? Okay, so today I'm going to teach you about some more Latin root words. So let's start. If you don't know this already, 60% of English words come from Latin or Greek language. About 30% come from French. And then there's a lot that also come from German. Okay? But we also have some words from many other languages too, including Arabic and Chinese and Italian and Spanish and Japanese and, yeah, a lot of words from different languages and Arabic. Yes, as I said. Okay? But because 60% of them come from Latin, Latin is a really great place to start. Okay? So let's start with some words that use this root word, the Latin root word of M-A-G-N. M-A-G-N is a root in Latin that means great. Okay? M-A-G-N is a Latin root that means great. So let's talk about the word magnify. That's right. What does magnify mean? Magnify means to make something bigger. Magnitude is talking about how great something is. All right? And what about the word magnificent? It means great. Okay? Or magnification, which is a form of magnify, right? And also magnate. What is a magnate, everyone? Do you guys know what a magnate is? A business magnate or a political magnate or maybe a religious magnate even. What is that? A magnate means a person of great importance. A person of great importance or influence. Okay? A person of great influence, a great importance or influence is a magnate. Okay? Or magnanimous. I always loved that word. Magnanimous. What does magnanimous mean, everyone? To be magnanimous means to be very generous, altruistic, maybe is another way to describe it, charitable, okay? Magnanimous person is a person who does things for other people, to help other people, okay? A great person who helps other people, okay? That's a magnanimous person. All right. Yeah, great-hearted. That's a great way to put it. I like that. MBN. That's a good way. Yeah. Great-hearted. Yeah. Okay. And then here's another one that I really love. Whoops. One moment. Let me look up something very quickly. My magnum opus. My magnum opus means my great work. Magnum opus. Big oops. What was that? It just corrected that. What is that? Look at this. I'm trying to type magnum. Magnum opus. Don't correct it. It's going to correct it. Just watch. It did. It just translated it. That's weird. Okay. The word is magnum opus. Okay, magnumopus, and it means my greatest work. my greatest work. This is my magnum opus, means this is the best thing I've ever done, or the greatest project I've ever been involved in. Okay? So, this, my Hello Talk streams and all of this is my magnum opus of teaching. Yeah. And opus comes from the word that just means, it means great work. Opus comes from the Latin word. Well, opus is the Latin word, but it comes from the word meaning to work or produce in abundance. That's where we also get the word opera. Or opus Dei means the work of God. Yeah. So anyway, magnum opus is my masterpiece. That's right, magnum opus. And Magnum ice cream. Yeah, there we go. Magnum ice cream is great ice cream. I know Magnum. I used to eat that when I was living in Taiwan. I love their Magnum bars, the ice cream bars. Is that what you eat, Odie? So all these words taken from the word M-A-G-N are from Latin. That's correct, Miriam. Yeah. That's correct. Okay? Sana, hello, welcome. I'm glad to see you today, but I'm not answering random questions today, okay? You have to follow my class today, all right? Yeah, I don't know why. I have to talk to Hello Talk about that. That's very weird. About why is it correcting my language? It shouldn't be correcting anything. If I'm writing in a different language, it's going to correct it then. That's not good. So I need to talk to them. Yeah. Hello, Medi. Nice to see you. However, it's usually not a good thing to call someone boy. So I wouldn't recommend saying "Hey, boy" as to say hello. Okay, hello is just fine. You can just say hello. Hello works very well. Okay. Sometimes if you call someone boy, they might think it's rude. Okay. All right, so those are some simple words that we can learn. Well, not so simple, but those are all related words that come from the Latin root M-A-G-N, which means something great. Okay? Yeah, it's not the setting. No, this is on my computer, everyone. This is on my computer. I am using Google Chrome to do my live streams on Hello Talk, but I'm using Hello Talk to do it, so it's probably a Hello Talk setting that's correcting everything. I need to talk to them about it. And also, dude. Dude is okay if it's your friend, if you know that person. If you don't know that person, don't call them bro, don't call them dude, don't call them boy, don't call them man. If you don't know that person yet, then they are not your dude. They are not your bro. They are not your whatever. Okay? So if you become friendly with them, then you can use those terms. Okay? If you become friendly with them. All right? It's okay, Medi. That's why we're here. Now you know. Okay? Now you know. Don't worry. All right. Yeah, I'll talk to them and work that problem out later. Don't worry about that. Those are not bad words. No, those are words that mean my friend. But you are not friends or brothers yet, so it's rude to assume it when you're not. Okay? Okay. No more questions. No. I'm teaching my class. Let's go to the next word. No more questions. Okay, what about this word? Ante. What does ante mean in Latin? It means before. A-N-T-E. Ante means before. So, do you know the word? Let's see. Well, if you ever play poker or play cards, they ask you to ante before you start betting. You have to ante, which means before you bet, you place some money in the pot. That's your ante. It means before. Okay? And one moment. Stop it. Antecedent. Yeah, ante means before, and cedere means to yield. To yield. So the antecedent is one event that follows upon which another follows. So an event that another thing is coming. So if this is antecedent, it means the thing that comes before it, right? Okay? Yeah. It's the thing that comes first. To antecede. To go before. Okay? And there we go. There's another one. Let me double check to make sure. Okay, now, Long mentioned the word antiquated, and Johnny mentioned antique. Those are related, but they come from not the A-N-T-E, but just A-N-T, the Latin root. Sometimes the Latin roots have more than one spelling, okay? So sometimes it's A-N-T-E, sometimes it's A-N-T, okay? So let's see. Some of the words that you can learn is, what about antebellum? What does antebellum mean? Does anyone know this one? Oh, look at that. It did it again. It translated. This is making me really mad. I can't teach this way. No. Antebellum. A-N-T-E-B-E-L-L-U-M. This is so weird. I typed antebellum and it said before war. But that's what it means. It means before war, or in America, we use this term in history class. Antebellum history means history before the Civil War in America. Okay, the period before the Civil War in America is called the antebellum. That's that time period. Okay? But it means before war. Yeah, I'm sorry that it's correcting my language. That's really, really weird. It should be ante and bellum. Okay. And Bell doesn't come from belligerent. Not exactly. No, Anne, I don't think so. Belligerent, I should say. The word belligerent actually comes from the word bellicose. In Latin, there's a word bellicosus. It means warlike. To be warlike, or to want to fight a lot, is belligerent. Okay, to be bellicose to be belligerent means that you fight a lot. You get angry and fight a lot if you're belligerent. Okay? Hello, Gunter. Good to see you. Okay. And yes, anterior is a good one. Anterior is another good one. What does anterior mean, everyone? The anterior means something that's in front of something or earlier than something, okay? And again, in Latin, it just means before. Yeah. All right? But, okay, you can see that this is a useful way to learn English vocabulary by learning words that are related to the same general meaning, okay? There are some other ones I have listed here. Anterior, anteroom means the room in the front of the house. Antepenultimate, there's a fun word to learn. Hold on. Oh, that's because I spelled it with an E or an I instead of an E. There it is. Antepenultimate is related to the word antepenult, which means the third syllable from the end in a word. So, for example, let's see, antepenultimate. So that would be antepen. Pen would be it, not te. Why do they say te? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. But, let's see. The second syllable from the last. Yeah, it's such a goofy word. The third to last syllable in a word. So, not a word you're going to use a lot, but I always thought it was a fun-sounding word. The antepenultimate syllable. Yeah, that's when people have been thinking about English too much. Okay. And there are a few more. Let's go. Well, antechamber, antecedent, antecede. Yeah, and antediluvian is another good fun word to learn. What does antediluvian mean? Anyone know? Anyone know antediluvian? It has two meanings. One meaning just means really old and out of date. Antediluvian. But the other meaning is it's about the Bible, and it means any time period that happened before the Great Flood. I will try to write it, but we'll see if it's going to correct me. No, it didn't. Okay, there it is. Antediluvian. Okay. Are we talking about science words only today? No, I'm just using Latin words, but a lot of Latin words are used in science, so that's just the way it works. How about, let's talk about tele words. T-E-L-E. What does T-E-L-E mean? T-E-L-E. Tele. It means far. It means far. Okay? So, the telephone. What is the telephone? Phone comes from the Greek word phonos, meaning sound. Tele means far. Phone means sound. So a telephone allows you to make your sound go far. Okay? That's what telephone means. What about television? Television. Tele means far, vision means to see. So the television is something you can see from far away. Okay? And telegram. Telegram. Gram comes from the word meaning write. Okay? Telegram. So a telegram is something that you can send your writing far away. Okay? Telecommunications. To communicate from far distance. That's right. Okay? Or, what about this word? Here's a fun word. Telekinesis. Or telepathic. Tele means far away, and kinesis comes from the word, let me make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly, the Greek. Kinesis. Yeah, kinesis, which means movement or motion. So telekinesis is if you can use your mind to make something move. I'm going to move my microphone. That's telekinesis. Telepath or telepathy, telepathic. Pathos means feeling. Pathos is the Greek word that means to feel. So telepathic or telepathy means you know how someone's feeling from far distance just with your mind. If I know what you're thinking, I'm a telepath. Okay, telescope. Telescope. A scope is something used to look. Tele means far. Telescope means to look far. Okay? Did anyone else have any other tele words? Did I miss any? Okay, good. There are a few more here. Teleport. Teleport. There's a good one. Yeah, teleport. If you are familiar with the TV show or the movie series Star Trek, in Star Trek, you can teleport, which means you just stand there and then this beam comes down and you disappear. But then they send you far away to another place. Tele means far, and port means either to carry or a door. Okay? So teleport means to carry you far away to another door. Okay? Telesales would be, Roxana, telesales is a little bit different only because that's a more modern word. Telesales is a combination of telephone and sales. So, telesales usually means you sell things on the phone. Okay? 小宋，听我，现在我教你们，这是英文的历史。OK， 很多英文字。他们是第一次他们是那个拉丁文，还是我忘记中文怎么说这个 哦，yeah，这是拉丁的还是希腊的？很多的英文的字，OK？telecast. Yes, telecast. Again, cast means to throw. So telecast means to throw far away. There's a famous kind of a guitar called a Fender Telecaster, which is just a cool word that just means it sends the sound far away. Okay? Yes, I know Chinese, not wonderfully, but good enough. I just explained something fairly difficult to explain using words I've never thought of before, but it seems like they understood me. 你们听得懂我说什么吗？And let's see. Did I forget any other words? No, that looks like that's the most. That's the words I have listed here. Oh, there's one more. Telemetry. Telemetry. And this one. Telemetry means tele means far, and metry comes from the word meter, meaning like measuring, to measure, to measure. So telemetry means to measure distance from far away. And yeah, now we use it when we talk about GPS. Okay? That's right. That's right. Root etymology. That's right. Okay? So yeah, look, see, this is what I'm talking about, everybody. All right? I have never used those Chinese words before. I have never tried to explain this before in Chinese to anyone, but I was able to do it. I don't know what the Chinese word for etymology is, but I was able to use the Chinese that I do know to explain it well enough that everybody understood. That is how we should be using language. Okay? Sure, I can learn the word for etymology, but if you're creative, you can describe it. Okay? Telebrainwashing, well, that's not really a word, but I know what you mean. All right, did I miss any comments here? Let me make sure. Let's see. Okay, good. All right, let me go on. So those were the telewords that we're doing for today, right? Okay, now let's talk about, here's a fun one. Let's talk about phobias. Phobia. What does phobia mean? Does anyone know phobia? What is a phobia? That's right. So there are a lot of phobias. So let's talk about acrophobia. What does acrophobia mean? Acrophobia. If you are an acrophobe. It means a fear of heights. Acrophobia means a fear of heights. And the word AK in Greek, the letters AK in Greek, means to be sharp or to rise to a point, right? So like the highest point. So you are afraid of the highest point. Ak means the highest point. Of phobia means fear. So you have a fear of heights. Okay? Or agoraphobia. What is agoraphobia? Agoraphobia means you have a fear of crossing open spaces, very open spaces. You have a fear of that. Okay? So, it's kind of a funny word. Agora means open space and phobia means fear. Okay? So the word agora, actually, in Roman times, the agora, that was the market. That was the market. It was the public market. So, yeah, it means a public space. Agoraphobia means a public space. You have a fear of going into public spaces with a lot of people. That's agoraphobia. Okay? So, that's because the word agora in Roman times, that meant the market. So you're afraid to go to the market because there's a lot of people there. Okay? How about this one? Here's a fun one. Let me make sure I spelled it right. I didn't. Arachnophobia. And I'll get to claustrophobia too. Arachnophobia. What is arachnophobia? I bet you many of you are arachnophobes. Are any of you scared of spiders? Are any of you scared of spiders? If you are scared of spiders, then you are an arachnophobe. You have arachnophobia. We have a movie. There's a movie in America called Arachnophobia. It's kind of a... I guess it's supposed to be a scary movie. I didn't think it was very scary, but it's a movie all about spiders attacking people, like millions of spiders take over this town. Okay, so an arachnophobe is someone who is scared of spiders. Okay, and now claustrophobia. Claustrophobia. So this one, claustro, comes from the Latin word claustrum, which means something that's closed in or shut in place, okay? Something in a confined, small place. So claustrophobia means you're scared of small places, okay? Claustrophobia means you're scared of small places, okay? Claustrophobia. How about hydrophobia? Hydrophobia. Anyone? Yeah, water. You're afraid of water. Hydrophobia. It's kind of a weird term because it doesn't sometimes when we talk about it now, it means you have a fear of going in the water. But the original meaning actually means you have a fear of drinking water. Like you have a difficult time swallowing water, or you don't like to drink water, then you are a hydrophobe. Now, when we think of it, I think they often apply it just to anyone who's afraid of water generally. But hydrophobia is not a common one, I don't think. Yeah. Okay. And how about this one? Let's see. How about this one? This one is kind of important to know. Xenophobia. Xenophobia. What is xenophobia? Hangover phobia. I like that. Xenophobia. Xeno comes from the Greek word, is it Greek? Yeah, it's Greek word xenos, which means a stranger or a foreigner. So if you are a xenophobe, you are afraid of foreigners. You're afraid of foreigners. Okay? Any foreigner, then you're afraid of them, you're a xenophobe. There are a few people like that in America, unfortunately. Unfortunately. One moment. How can I stop that? Okay. So, in short, yeah, you could say bacteriophobia, which would be a fear of bacteria. Yeah. There are lots of other ones. There's a huge list of phobias. Okay, there are some very strange and very odd and very uncommon phobias. But if you want to, you can just do a list of, if you just do a search for a list of phobias, search for a list of phobias, and you will see many, 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 many phobias. Okay? Ah, yes, that's right. That was the first time that I learned that word too, was in science class. Some molecules are hydrophobic, which, yeah, that means that they try to get away from them, right? That's right. Yeah. And yes, I am a drummer. Good night, Odie. Good night. All right, let's take just a minute to take a break here. Let me take a break, and then I'll teach you some more. I have many, many more words to teach you. Okay? Let me take a short little break, and sometimes I talk too much here. It's hard. Alex wants to know the meaning of the word anticipation. Well, since we're dealing with an etymology class, we will learn the etymology of anticipate. So the word anticipate comes from the Latin word anticipatus or anticipare, meaning to take care ahead of time, to be careful ahead of time. So to anticipate something means to think about what might be coming. To anticipate what might be coming means you try to predict what's going to happen, and then that way you can be ready for it. Okay? Anticipation is the feeling you have before something happens, before something big happens, usually. Okay? And it comes from the Latin word that means to take care ahead of time. Okay? Don't forget to follow my YouTube channel. Search for AFIEC. If you can't copy and paste that link, then search for AFIEC. And remember, every Hello Talk live stream I do is also on YouTube at the same time. Okay, so if you run out of time on Hello Talk, please go to my YouTube channel and you can follow me on YouTube and still watch. And you can still comment in YouTube also. Okay, I can read comments in YouTube and in Hello Talk at the same time. Okay, and there's no time limit on YouTube. All right. And let me see, did I pass... How many followers do we have now? $62,017 followers. I did it. I hit 62,000. 62,000 followers. Yay. But I still need a lot more followers on YouTube, so please, 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 if you follow me on Hello Talk, then follow me on YouTube. Okay? Okay. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. We're going to take a short break from etymology, and I will let you ask some questions. Okay? Whatever you want to ask me, you can ask me. If you have some other questions about other words or vocabulary or grammar or pronunciation or whatever, if you want to ask me, I'll take questions for 15 minutes. Okay? Open questions for 15 minutes. Thank you for following me. I await your questions. How to use euphoria. Euphoria is a feeling. Well, that's a good word for my class here. We may as well use that one in my class. So euphoria, sorry. Euphoria means a wonderful feeling. Euphoric, to feel euphoric means to feel really filled with some kind of wonderful feeling of some kind, okay? But the word comes from Greek. Euphoros means to bear well. EU means well. And pherin, maybe pherein, I'm not sure how to pronounce that in Greek. I think it's pherin. It means to carry. So the euphoria means to carry well directly, but it means the condition of feeling really good. Okay, so to feel euphoric means to feel really good about something. So maybe you've been studying for your test for a long time and you were very, very stressed out. But you got your final score and you did really, really well. You did much better than you thought you were going to do. So you feel really great. You could say, I feel euphoric. Okay, I feel euphoric. So anytime that you experience a feeling of great feeling, like wonderful feeling, you can say it's euphoric. Okay? What's the difference between the word believe and trust? Oh, well, to believe something is just that you have a feeling about something. Okay? Your beliefs. Let's look at that word, shall we? Belief comes from Old English belfan, and which means to have faith or confidence in something. And earlier than that, it comes from West Saxon. So it's an early Germanic word, early English, early Germanic word, and originally the word means to hold something dear, hold something closely to you. So your beliefs are the things that you hold close to you, right? I believe in this. I believe in that. Okay? Now, the modern meaning is a bit more broad. The original meaning is talking about things like religion or God or things that you believe in, those are your beliefs. The things that you believe to be true, right? Okay? So you hold them dear. But trust. Whoops. Nope, not that one. Trust comes from the old Norse word traust, which means help or confidence or protection or support. So that's where those words come from. Now let's look at this. So this, let's see here. This says trust is about having confidence in someone's integrity or relying on their honesty and responsible behavior. So to trust someone or something is to have confidence in that thing. Okay? To trust that it is correct, to trust that it is true, okay, means to have confidence in the integrity of something or the honesty of something or the behavior of something, okay? But belief is more about being convinced that something is true, okay? So to trust is to have confidence in it, but to believe is to convince yourself that it is true, okay? Oh, Sophie wants to know about the U.S. economy. Do I think it will be better this year and also in the following 5 years? Sophie, anyone who's talking about the economy like it's good is just silly. Okay? The economy is very good in America if you're rich. That's true of every economy in the world. If you're rich, wherever you live, you're fine. But if you really want to know, no, the American economy is not good, in my opinion. So here's how economies work. They go up and up and up, and they continue to go up. But at some point in time, they have to come back down. If they don't, then inflation gets out of whack, out of control, and the value of the dollar versus the amount that you make is not equal. That has been the way it is in America for many years. I would say about 50 years. For about the last 50 years, rich people have gotten richer and richer and richer and richer. Poor people have continued to make about the same amount of money, but the value of the dollar has gone way down. So, if you're rich and you have lots of money, then you think this is a wonderful economy. That's why they always talk about how great the economy is. But that's only for the people who have a lot of money. If you don't have a lot of money, then $1 is not worth very much, and it doesn't go very far. Okay, so no, I don't think it's very good here, to be honest. Okay? What's the difference between anxiety and depression? Anxiety is a feeling that you get inside of you that makes you uncomfortable about something. Okay, anxiety can come in many forms. Okay, some people have anxiety about speaking. Some people have anxiety about participating in activities together with people. Some people have anxiety about test anxiety, right? So anxiety means to feel anxious, to have very uncomfortable feelings about something. Depression is it's more of a much, much deeper sadness. If you're sad, which happens, everyone gets sad, that's natural. It's natural and normal and healthy, in my opinion, to occasionally be sad. But to be depressed means that you have a longer-term feeling of low feelings. That's why it's called depression. To depress something means to make it go down. Okay? And depression is, sometimes we say, I feel depressed today, but I don't think that's usually an appropriate way to say it because depression is a bit more serious than that. So if you just feel sad, then you feel sad. But depressed is much, much more difficult to get rid of. If I tell you a joke, then if you feel sad and I tell you a joke, then maybe you'll feel better. If you feel depressed and I tell you a joke, you might laugh, but you don't feel any better and you'll still be depressed. Okay? When doing face-to-face etiquette, will I what? Rub off your foundation. What do you mean? Foundation, you mean like makeup? What do you mean? Fatty wants to know, how do you improve your English? You're from Germany. Well, Fatty, if you're from Germany, then first thing I would start with is trying to learn which words are very related from English to German, right? Like school, Schule, right? And book, Buch, and kindergarten, and, Hofbrauhaus. House, there's one, right? You could start with making sure that you know the cognates. Cognates means the words that are nearly the same in one language to another. Okay? And then, Fatty, follow me here. If you want to learn, then you must be willing to be patient and dedicated. Okay? If you turn on someone's live stream and just expect them to give you all the answers, it's never going to happen that way. But if you follow me, I'm pretty sure you'll get a lot of good tips about how you can learn English here. Okay? All right. Where should I start learning a language? Vocabulary, grammar, listening. Alessia, language nearly always begins with listening. okay, like babies do, right? So listening is a great way to start. But Alessia, actually, I have a very different suggestion about how to start learning a language if you really want to learn any language. I don't care what language it is. Wait a minute, let me show you. One of the best ways for anyone to get started learning a language with no knowledge at all travel phrase books. Travel phrase books are amazing for learning a language if you know nothing. These books are designed to try to teach you as much as you possibly can learn if you want to take a vacation there. But that's really useful just to learn in general. It's a wonderful place to start. Okay, so I have a European phrase book here that has 14 different languages in it. Mandarin, this one's great. I've used it many times. Italian. There's another Italian one. Okay, I think I have a French one over there too, and German somewhere too. Okay, so Alessia, that's probably the best thing you can do. If you're interested in learning a language, the first book you can buy is a travel phrase book. That will get you started. And then you can start to see, do I want to learn this language more? Do I want to study it more intensely? Then you might need to get a real beginning grammar book and go from there. Okay, but travel phrase books are great. All right. Hello, Hamza. Hello, Hiraji. What happened in Texas? I don't have any idea what you're talking about. Did something happen in Texas? When do you socially kiss? Oh, well, we don't often do that anymore at all. Excuse me. Okay, in America, we're not. Okay, so again, if you're European, you can correct me, but I'm going to try to give an answer here. In Europe, there were some countries like France, I believe, and Italy, maybe, and I'm not sure about Spain, but many of the European countries, they might greet you with a kiss on each cheek. Okay? But I'll be honest, I'm pretty sure that's kind of fallen out of favor now because of COVID. Because of COVID, not a great idea anymore. It's not a great idea to kiss on cheeks anymore. Okay? So in America, we never do it. Ever. That's not something you do. My mother, maybe. Okay? If I haven't seen my mom in a long time, maybe she'll give me a kiss on the cheek. Okay? Just one, usually in America. Okay? But nobody socially kisses. And if your friend was forceful with you, then he's not your friend. No one should force you to kiss anytime, ever. That's not cool. So tell that dude next time you do that, I will never speak to you again. Okay? Thank you, Abdel. Hello, Carol. Hello, Baxter. Hello, Ive. Yeah, nobody should be forcing you to kiss them. That's creepy and weird. Okay? No. Find a new friend. There are lots of friends. Okay? with no kiss, just touching face, and it was an ambassador. An ambassador should know better. There's my answer. Okay, let me show you something. So, an ambassador is, well, what is an ambassador, everybody? They're a representative from another country, right? A formal representative from another country. That's an ambassador, okay? But ambassadors are supposed to know etiquette more than anyone else is supposed to know it. So they are supposed to defer to you. An ambassador shouldn't be forcing their views or their culture on you. That's not how it works. No. When ambassadors travel to another place, they should follow the famous English idiom, which comes from Roman times. When in Rome, do as the Romans do, which means that if you're in a place where people don't kiss on the face, then you shouldn't do that. And an ambassador should know that. They should know that. Yeah. So hopefully you won't be in that position anymore. But yeah, he should follow the protocol. He, not you. He's the one who should know, wait a minute, I'm not where I'm from. I shouldn't force people to kiss me or do that, okay? Now, I know that now they just kind of just do a face close by thing, but I still think that no, I'm sorry, but when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So for example, when I lived in Taiwan, Americans like to hug. Americans like to hug. Okay, so when I see my friends, we hug it out. We give big hugs all the time. We do it commonly, okay? But when I lived in Taiwan, one of my good friends there, who's Taiwanese, I remember the first time I tried to give him a big hug when I was leaving. We were hanging out all night and, I went over to his apartment and we hung out and had food and drank some whiskey and we were having a wonderful night and he's a good friend of mine. So I decided to give him a hug the way I would my good friends. But I didn't really know yet that in Asia, hugging like we do is not as comfortable for them. They don't hug the way we do. So it was a very uncomfortable hug. It was very weird. Whoops, sorry. It was a very weird kind of... He didn't know how to hug me because he's not used to it. Okay? And it actually brought, it created an interesting conversation about it. We talked about it later, okay? And he wants to learn how to do that, so he said, it's okay, you can hug me. Because I want to be able to do that. He just tried to explain to me that that's not something that they do. So it was not expected, and it made him a little uncomfortable at first. Okay? But, so because he said it's okay, now it's okay. But now I also know that I should not just assume that I can hug people there the way I do here. Okay? I lived in Taiwan for about 4 years. The most popular English lullaby is just called Go to Sleep, I believe. Go to sleep, little baby. Yeah, this one. How dark. Go to sleep, little baby. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. Sorry, not that one. That's a good one too, though. Which one is it? That's a good lullaby too. Go to sleep is a good one, but lullaby. You know, sometimes the internet is really terrible at giving the right answers. I don't want 25 of them. I want the most famous one. There's only one. Well, I can't even find it now. Message me, Johnny, and I'll send you a bunch of them. Okay, there are a bunch of them. Yeah, I'll send you a few. Okay. All right, let's see. Anyone else have any questions for me? I've never been to Indonesia. Nope, not yet. Do we need to remember the phenomenon of connecting sounds in English, or does it happen naturally? My answer is it happens naturally. Because if you ask an American native speaker, can you tell me about connecting sounds? They won't even know what you're talking about. Okay? But, Little Bo, you're from Vietnam. Xin chào. Here's what I can tell you that you need to focus on. Okay? I don't speak Vietnamese, but I've listened to Vietnamese a lot. Okay? And I'm a drummer. Back here, those are my drums. So rhythm is really important to me. Okay? And when I hear the Vietnamese language, what I hear is a very, very different rhythm than English, especially American English. Okay? When I hear Vietnamese, the rhythms are very short and sharp. In Italian, they use the word staccato. It means short and sharp. So when I hear Vietnamese, the sound is more... Everything is short and sharp. But English words are long and they pull like music. So what you should do is don't... So yeah, Little Bo,